So when you look at how things are unfolding for yourself and other beings on this planet, you begin to realize that what's going on behind the scenes that's causing almost exclusively all of the trouble is this mental resistance, this resistance that's getting created in the mind. And some of this resistance can be overbearing to people. Most of it is a slow, grinding, kind of a death by a thousand cuts, perpetual, persistent erosion of your energy, of your feeling goodness, of your curiosity. And this resistance continues to beat down and bear down as you continue to listen to the thoughts about yourself and the negative beliefs about yourself and the unworthiness and the unlovability and the powerlessness. And then the circumstances begin mirroring that. And then it gets heavier and more dense. And pretty soon you start to look for something in your outside world to give you some relief from that. And for a lot of people, drugs or alcohol or some substance or sex or gambling, it doesn't matter what the fix is. You take this, whatever this is, and when you take it, you experience relief. So it's really wound up and tight, and then you take the drug, and then as Ramdas said, you start feeling disconnected from God. So you take the drug or the whatever you're taking, and then you wake up, and there you are, you're high, and you're sitting at the table, and there's Moses and Buddha and God and Jesus, and you're just blissed out. And then all of a sudden, somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, you have to leave because you came in here on the wrong ticket." And that would be the hangover, the coming down, or, heading back towards life as you knew it before you were high. And so when that relief kicks in, it's a very comforting experience. The problem is that it actually destroys the person's life at the same time. So the person is looking for relief and the drug or the alcohol or whatever it is, it's given them relief. Now, it's not the drugs that you take, it's not the alcohol that you take that creates the problem. It's what you say to yourself afterwards that's creating all the destruction and the repeated suffering and the more resistance. So if you could begin to start to pay attention to the conversation you have with yourself after you go out and engage in some conduct of whether it's smoking or drinking or whatever it is, notice that you've got an opinion about yourself and a criticalness about yourself. And let me just cut to the chase. You're literally crucifying yourself for what you do. Now, for people who are dealing with addictions, this ability to handle this conversation and not do anything with your addiction other than just be present to yourself and your condition right now, and begin to allow yourself to stop the negative conversation about yourself when you go out and engage in something that you're judging yourself for. Start making what you do okay with you. I'm not saying go break the law or go get drunk and beat up your wife and keep making it okay with you. But I'm saying when you're going into this experience where you're not feeling good about yourself for this stuff that you're engaged in and you want to come off of it, you're not going to come off of it by compounding the intensity of the suffering, which is more resistance, by making yourself wrong. That's what got you here to want to need to use the drug. You're not getting out by berating yourself more. You're just going to get further down into the mud. So whatever the thing is that you're taking, you're going to have to start to become a little more gracious or a little more kind to yourself, because the thing that you're doing isn't what's causing you the trouble. It's what you're saying to yourself after, during, and before the engagement of it. Begin to pay attention to this. Start noticing how it shifts and how the desire starts to become a little bit less. And the reason the desire is going to become a little bit less is because you're going to have taken that little bit of resistance off yourself. You're going to be in a little bit less pain. And as you do this more and more and more, you'll notice that you don't need to go to the drug or to the fix so much more because you're actually feeling better. And pretty soon what you notice is the only reason you were taking those things is because you didn't feel good, not because you were an addict. And when you get to that stage, you're in pretty good shape to take it on home from there.